In most other countries around the world, if a politician, never mind a prime minister, is convicted of a crime, if only on moral grounds, he would resign. Will you?
According to my assessment and according to most of the parliamentarians and even all the coalition partners, they think that whatever I have done, it's according to the Constitution.
I ask the question again, will you resign?
If I'm disqualified. If I'm disqualified, notified by the Speaker, yes, I have to.
Who is running the country in your absence?
In fact, according to the Constitution in my country, I have a cabinet and everybody is working under the Prime Minister.
I ask about who's running the country. In a Gallup poll released within the last year, less than 1/3 of Pakistanis have confidence in national government, in local police, or the honesty of elections. 81% see their government as rife with corruption, and only 20%, 1 in 5, approve of their national leaders, you being one of those. This is a damning indictment, Prime Minister, of what is, let's be frank, a dysfunctional society.
Either you say democracy or you should say dictatorship. And if you want to go for a democracy, then you have to respect the will of the people.
1/3 of Pakistanis want to leave the country. That's what the latest Gallup poll says.
And why don't they leave then? Who is stopping them?
But I'm a Pakistani citizen, but my country has given 35,000 people dead in a war we had nothing to do with. $70 billion lost to the economy when total aid has been $20 billion. How would I feel that my ally, who we are fighting for, does not trust us, instead comes and conduct the oppression itself?
How does it help?
Should they not have told our government? If it's either it's an ally or it's not an ally.
How does it help in terms of the future stability of Pakistan for you to tell the Americans that you want to see them completely out of your country in terms of intelligence cooperation, in terms of their anti-terror activities in Pakistan? You want to cut all ties, and you believe that will lead to greater stability, when the Americans are alleging right now that the ISI, the Pakistani intelligence agency, is actively helping the Haqqani network and other militants do their deeds inside Afghanistan?
First of all, if this myth being spun that 4,000 or 5,000 Haqqani Taliban is the reason why the US is not succeeding in Afghanistan. 140,000 US soldiers in Afghanistan, greatest military machine in history, is not succeeding because of these 4,000 or 5,000 fighters that are supposed to be holed up in North Waziristan. Does that make sense? That's number one. But I just come back to that.
Does America not have a right, in terms of self-defense, to pursue these people if the Pakistani government will not pursue them?
But are we Pakistanis not allowed to criticize American policy? Are slaves allowed to just say,
does the United States have a right of self-defense if these people are not going to be rounded up and detained by the Pakistani government? Does the US not have a right to do it?
But does the Pakistani government also have not any semblance of sovereignty in our country, that maybe they are fighting this war on terror, which is why 35,000 people have died? Can they not fight it their own way? Now,
their own way brings us back to the quote from David Cameron of last year. Consistently, the Pakistani has looked both ways, he said, on the issue of terrorism.
God, if I was the Prime Minister of Pakistan, I would have immediately told them that, look, we will fight this war our own way. We don't want any interference. We don't want your money. We don't want your aid. Look, it doesn't mean cutting the relationship with the Americans. Total aid is $220 billion. This aid is destroying us. Look, I would tell the Americans that what do they want from Pakistan? There should be no terrorism from our soil. That's all they should want. We'll do it our way. If I am perceived as a puppet of the Americans, it takes away my credibility and ability to fight terrorism.